This is Lee Langdon. Today we talk to Annika Anderson. Annika is a new mom again with her second baby, Vera. Really, really sweet. She actually sat in her arms the entire time, asleep while we did this interview. Just unbelievable. But we talk about Annika and her involvement here at Memorial and in the young adult ministry and how they plugged in. But man, when she talks about when they got stuck in California, it's really something. Guys, I hope you'll listen all the way through, get to know Annika and get to know her husband, Chase, and their kiddos. Okay, let's jump in. Welcome to the Young Adult World podcast. Annika, you are with us today. I'm so glad you're with us.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
And you are holding someone very special in your arms.
Yes, holding my 7-week-old baby, Vera.
She's so sweet.
Thanks.
And she's being so good, really.
Yeah, hopefully she stays asleep this whole time.
Well, she's got her eyes open now, but she seems to be very content with just her mama.
Hopefully so.
So, man, it's good to have you. I asked you because I wanted to talk to someone who's a mother, and you're a brand new mother. You said 7 weeks.
Yeah, she's 7 weeks, which I do have a 3-year-old, so.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, so.
Brand new again. And how's it going right now?
It's going good.
Yeah?
She's finally starting to sleep a little bit better. We're getting adjusted to having 2, which is crazy. Having a 3-nager and also a 7-week-old baby is crazy.
Okay, so tell us about your family then. Just tell us who's in your family and give us that scoop.
Married to my husband, Chase Anderson, and then we have our daughter, Mallory Anderson, and she turned 3 on January 6th. And then the next day, on January 7th, we had our new baby, Vera.
The next day?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was at Mallory's birthday party thinking
Wow.
I was about to go into the hospital. So, yeah. It's crazy. So, might have joint birthday parties forever.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that'll be, I would think that maybe they'll love that together.
They could either love it or they could hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, 2 girls.
Yes.
I could see it going either way, I suppose.
Yeah. If they're already sharing everything else, we'll see.
Yeah. So let's learn about you, Annika.
Okay.
Where were you born? Tell us about your childhood a bit.
I was born in Grapevine, Texas, and then when I was in kindergarten, I moved to Mountain House, California, and I lived there until I was a freshman in high school. And I moved to Decatur, Texas, and then I went to Abilene Christian University, and that's where I met my husband. Then he moved me to Edmond.
You went to Abilene?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
We love Abilene. My
Yeah.
mom went there, so.
What did you study?
Social work.
Social work?
Yes.
What was your end game with social work?
I wasn't really sure. I wanted to test out the waters and see what I really wanted to do, but I guess I maybe wanted to do medical social work, but I wasn't sure. But my first job out of college was working with kids who aged out of the foster care system.
Mm.
And that was the only job besides, I worked at Oklahoma Christian for a little bit. My only social work job was working with kids who age out of the foster care system to help them figure out what to do next after aging out of the foster care system. And if they wanted to apply to college, help them apply to college or get their driver's license. It was really helping them meet their goals.
So you would sit down with them across the table and say, let's get a plan together.
Yep. That was what I did every single day.
Oh, wow.
And I would drive anywhere between Oklahoma City all the way to Lawton. Lawton was the farthest that I went. But I had only 10 kids, and my priority was meeting with them during the week, figuring out how to meet those goals that they had. So I'd go to their house, meet them at the library. Sometimes I'd meet them at McDonald's where they work.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you follow up?
I'm not allowed to, so
Oh, yeah.
once I quit, I wish. I would love to know. Sometimes they'll pop up on like TikTok or because they're in my contacts or on my Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could know how they're doing. But yeah.
Want to get back into that eventually, or is that?
Not until my kids are in school, like school age, where they're gone for most of the workday.
Yeah.
I'm loving being a stay-at-home mom right now.
Yeah. Man, you've been a stay-at-home mom for how long then?
With my first one, I stayed at home for the first 18 months, and then I went back to work for a little bit, and then I quit my job in July.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
And then had Vera in January, so.
Okay, so I want to reverse a little bit. When I first got here, which was over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know I arrived in January. I started in January, and I'm not sure, you might be able to tell me exactly, but you guys somehow quickly found yourself stuck in California.
Yes.
Tell us that story.
So I was 28 weeks pregnant, and we decided to take a baby moon to go visit our friends Andrew and Caitlin Seymour in California and do a little baby moon. And
okay, what does baby moon mean?
Basically like a honeymoon, but it's instead you go before you have your baby. We're planning on only staying for 5 days, and on the plane on the way there, I'd been feeling fine, but I had had COVID the week prior. Pregnancy-wise was feeling good, and we got on the plane, and I started feeling sick really quickly, and before the plane took off, I started feeling a little bit in pain. Then towards the middle of the flight, I was throwing up, so they decided to call an ambulance. And when we got to the ambulance, they said my blood pressure was 211/111. And we got to the hospital, and I was like, okay, they're just going to give me some medicine, and I'll be on my way. It's just a little hiccup. We had tickets to the Monterey Bay Aquarium the next day, and I was like, we can still go. And they came in and said we were going to be delivering our daughter Mallory at 28 weeks. Wow. And she was born the next morning at 11:04 a.m. and she spent 84 days in the NICU in California.
Like full term, isn't that 36 weeks or 34?
37, I think.
37.
Yeah.
Even. So this was 9 weeks early.
Yeah.
Or am I doing the math wrong? 11 weeks.
11 weeks.
11
yeah.
weeks.
So she was 2 pounds, 1.9 ounces, and 13.98 inches long. She was about the size of if you put your hand out, that's like her body, and then her head and arms and legs like hung off.
Wow.
My husband's wedding ring could go around her arm.
But you couldn't, could you hold her at that point?
We held her, yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to hold a 2-pound baby.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. So what were you feeling at that time? Like when she was early and what are you thinking?
I always tell people that I felt really at peace with it because it was like one of those things that you just can't change, and you just see what happens and pray about it. And, there's nothing I could have done in that moment was going to change it. So I felt pretty good about it. It was scary. You would think that would have been a lot more scared than I was. Then when she was born, I was still testing positive for COVID, and so my husband could not be with me, otherwise he could not go back into the NICU. So I spent 5 days alone in the hospital room, and that was really when I started to feel the sadness and worry and wondering what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen with my husband's job, so we thought he might have to fly back and forth, but luckily they just let him work from home in California, and that was a huge blessing because he did not have to keep flying back to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and do I remember right? You were staying with some friends, and
yes.
Did you end up staying with them, or did you have?
We stayed with them for the first 6 weeks, and then went to an Airbnb sponsored by Memorial Road. They helped us pay for it, and along with Campbell Church of Christ, which is where Caitlin and Andrew Seymour were going at the time. I
remember the young adults we were so concerned about you, and they all rallied. I just remember them rallying together.
Yes.
And we prayed about you guys, of course, but I think they collected things. And
we were always getting packages of letters, and people would send me comfy pajamas or Starbucks gift cards, or, we were always getting stuff in the mail, and it was so special.
Wow. So you were stuck in the hospital for 5 days, and then after the 5 days were over, what happened then?
I got released, and I went to go I went home, and I was without my husband Chase for 1 day, and then the next day I went and met Mallory for the first time because I hadn't met her yet, and held her for the first time, and that was the first time I held a 2-pound baby. And then after that, it was just every single day we had a routine. We tried to do fun things on the weekend, so instead of going to the NICU all day, we would go during the night. And so on Saturday and Sunday, we usually tried to do something fun to get our mind off of it. Yeah, basically the same thing every single day. I would go in the morning, come back for lunch, get chased, and we would go back up until dinner time and spend almost every day in the NICU all day, every day.
And how close could you be to Mallory? Like, were you through a wall or were you in the room?
We could hold her whenever we wanted.
Oh.
At the beginning, they limited it to 3 hours of holding for the day, and only one parent could hold, so we would alternate days of who held. But then once she got a little bit bigger, it was whenever you wanted, and she was in an incubator, but they would get her out to do like skin to skin.
I guess I just assumed, because I don't know. I mean, I never worked in a hospital, but I always just assumed that you wouldn't be able to hold them.
We did not think we were going to be able to hold her.
Yeah.
And so when we sent pictures back to our family, they were like, "What? You're holding her?"
Yeah.
She's so tiny. And yeah, she really was doing good. She never was on a ventilator. I don't know if things would have been different if she had other problems, but for the most part, she just needed to grow and learn to eat.
Yeah.
And being born at 28 weeks, that usually can come with other complications, but luckily she did not have any other ones.
Okay, so she just grew, never had any issues after that?
Nope, she has a little bit of asthma, but that's it.
Yeah.
From being on the CPAP machine.
Which is pretty typical, I understand.
Yes, and they said that she'll grow out of it around 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, when we just discovered that she had that when she had just turned 2. So we didn't even know for a while that she had it. It usually comes around days like today where it was cold and then it got hot, or if she has like a respiratory sickness, but it doesn't affect her in her like daily life.
Right. Yeah.
She normal kid.
And I love seeing her running around like on Wednesday nights after class, and she would run around and play.
You've definitely seen her run around. She's crazy. She's usually getting into something or drawing on the whiteboard. Yeah, she's fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. How often do you get to have your parents?
My family still lives in Texas, and then my in-laws live in Weatherford, Oklahoma. So I see my mother-in-law probably every week or every other week. She's great, especially after having this baby. She has come once a week for sure. Love having them around. And then my sister-in-law, Mackenzie Miller, she goes here.
You get to see her quite a bit.
Yeah, we see her every Sunday and every Wednesday.
That's awesome.
And yeah, her kids go to Sunshine School with Mallory, and so it's really fun having all of my husband's family near us.
Yeah, that's really special. Yeah. You know, you've got to have some sort of downtime. You've got to have some sort of, way that takes care of you to kind of revive you. What would you say?
Yeah, not getting a lot of that right now. As I was walking out to come here, I saw my 2 frozen waffles that were left in the toaster this morning that I never made. But definitely, my husband is great. As soon as he gets home, he takes over. But taking a walk, taking a shower, just being quiet for a little bit is really how I try to take care of myself. Nobody talking to me, nobody touching me for just 20 minutes is all I need right now. But going outside, which I haven't been able to do very much lately, but I've been feeling good today. I went on a walk this morning. So being with friends, we had friends over for dinner last night. That's really how I take care of myself. It's just being with people, but not too much. And then also having a little bit of alone time as well.
Well, I mean, I would imagine it will get better and better.
Yes.
The more independent she gets, the longer her nap cycles are and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just in the last 7 weeks, it's already been so much better. So she used to not lay down in her bassinet ever for a nap. She would only nap on me, and she took a nap in her bassinet today. So I had lunch by myself, and it was great. So, yeah, but I also love all the contact naps and snuggling. So, yeah.
That's so sweet. It's amazing. I mean, I obviously have got 4 kids, but they're all old now. And, man, I just remember the feeling. I remember holding them and how sweet that is. Yeah, it's a special time.
Yes, for sure. Especially, we don't plan on having any more after this. So, I'm soaking it all in, especially because I didn't get that really with Mallory. It's a whole different experience of getting to snuggle a normal-sized newborn.
Yeah, right.
So
That's
with no
impossible.
cords or anything. When Vera was born, I kept thinking when they'd come into the hospital room that something was going to be wrong and they'd take her to the NICU or something. Mm-hmm. And we're very thankful that did not happen. And so it's a whole different experience this time, experiencing the newborn stage in a whole different way.
So you guys, let me ask you about you and Chase. Mm-hmm. You guys, you came back where you both came in from ACU.
Yes.
Like, how did you break into the young adult ministry? Like, what helped you connect and get? Tell us about that experience. What was that like trying to make friends and get planted?
I'm trying to think back. I mean, we've had so much happen in the last almost 4 years. We started coming here in June of 2021, mm-hmm. And we had just gotten married. We first started going to a small group at Daniel Roberts' house, and that is where we met our best friends, Caitlin and Jesse Garner, and just started talking to them and found the people that we really clicked with. And Caitlin and I connected up by both needing to change our last names on our driver's license because she is from Texas and so am I. So we both had Texas driver's license, and we got married a day apart. I had just done it. So then I said, well, if you have any questions, here's my phone number. And then we started talking about that, and we had them over for dinner. And then through them, we met all of their friends and who are now all of our good friends too, and are in our small group. Yeah. And so kind of just trickled down, and that's how we got our friends. And then
because you guys created a new small group.
Yes, we did. Yeah. So that was really fun. It started out pretty small, and now we have like 8 couples in it. Mm. And just being consistent, coming to church every single Sunday and every Wednesday and every Sunday. And I mean, we really tried not to miss and tried to sit with new people each time, even if we still were with the friends that we were comfortable with, being with them and going on retreats and getting to know people. And yeah, that's just how we met a lot of our friends. And then as we got older and had 2 kids, we switched to Dwell and getting involved in there now too, and meeting new people in that class as well. But yeah, really started with Caitlin and Jesse, and then met their friends, and then they introduced us to their friends, and we created a new small group.
That's such a great heart. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So
what a blessing that was to you guys.
Yes, for sure.
And now I mean, your small group is fantastic.
Yes.
I love when a group of people just come together and say, you know what, let's create something together. And, yes. And that seems like it happens a lot in the young adult ministry, and I mm-hmm. love when I see that.
And for a while, Mallory was the only kid in there, and so it was really nice that they would go play with her so we could be involved or be a part of the conversation a little bit more. Just this last Sunday, actually, we had date night where we made our own pizzas at Kelsey and Landon's house. It was just so fun to watch people who are in my small group be a part of our village and take care of Mallory. I mean, I sat there and talked while other people played with my kid, and it was just so sweet to watch how many people involved her. And Kelsey and Landon had a personal sized pizza set up for Mallory, a little kid pizza, and let her come and make it herself. And it was just it's really cool to have the people who are with or help out with your kids also. And now there are a lot of babies in our small group too. So Mallory's no longer the only baby.
How many babies do you have? I mean, it's quite a few, like this year, have been born or people are pregnant.
I think that there's 5, almost 6.
That's amazing.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And started out with just 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. It just seems like you go through life stages together, and friendships just meld in that. I mean, you can't help it. They just come together because you're in similar situations and you're comparing things and you're getting advice from each other. Mm-hmm. Like you said, raising each other's kids or helping each other, with your kids.
Yeah, it's fun. Our conversations have shifted of what we talk about. We now only talk about what size clothes is your baby wearing? Right. How are they sleeping? But it is really fun to have friends now who can relate to all the baby stuff. Yeah. And like I said, it was fun before too because people helped out with Mallory, and it was great.
Yeah. It's so good to talk to you guys. Like you, the entire time you've been in the young adult ministry here at Memorial Road, you've been married.
Yes.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole unique experience. Because
Yes.
there's a lot of people that are single and remain single for quite a few years and have that experience, and then they might find someone, they might not. But and you guys the entire time have been married and kids pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was not planned, but we got married in May 2021, found out I was pregnant in July 2021, and then she was born 3 months early. So we really only had like 10 months of just us.
Just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole dramatic situation of her birth as well. So yeah, we jumped into that pretty quickly.
Well, it was a similar story for Amy and I, and we didn't go to California to get that like you did with COVID and all that. But here we are now. All of our kids are out, and we are just because because we had such a short time at the beginning. We thought, well, okay, we'll be young when our kids leave the house, and then we'll have all this time.
That's what we always say.
Is that what you say? Yeah, but it's true. We're living it. We're living it. We still feel young. We've got time together. And
for sure. Yeah. And we always say, our kids, if they do what we did, we be young enough to get on the floor and run around with them. It's our grandkids, and we joke about that all the time. We were driving to our 3-year-old's gymnastics the other day and listening to Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and I said, remember when we were in college 4 years ago, 2 months away from getting married, and here we are driving to gymnastics with our 2 kids in the back, and it's sweet. Even though that wasn't what we planned, it is really special having them.
And you're doing this together.
Yes.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it feels good when you share that.
Yeah.
And you can talk about that. You're like, yeah, but this is our life and we love it. As a social worker, for the time being, mom, but do you think you guys would consider fostering in the future?
Definitely. I think I would get attached, and I know a lot of people say that, but also it's worth it to house a kid who needs you. But yeah, I would definitely consider it. We'll see what the future holds. I would love to also adopt maybe one day. I don't know. Just we haven't really talked about it too much since we have 2 babies within the last 3 years, but maybe one day, I don't know.
Well, you did mention that you guys feel like you're done, so that might then be okay. Well, this might open the conversation up a bit further. Yeah. And you having worked with people who've aged out of the fostering system, trying to figure out their plan. I mean, it might be that you've got a lot of special insight on how that plays out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about fostering?
I think as long as you're giving them a loving home, they will be grateful. We saw a lot of kids who were in the foster care system who, even though that they were in a foster home, they were not getting treated the best, and there's a lot of bad foster homes as well. Providing a really safe and loving home is the best thing for them. There's a lot of bad ones out there too. So I think that was something that I was surprised about the most when I started social work. Was I was thinking that everybody was in it because they wanted to help the kids, and that's not what everybody does it for, and it's unfortunate and sad.
I guess there's some income that comes into the family if you do that, so some people are attended. They might do that for that reason.
Or treating them differently than they treat their biological kids or things like that. So
when it's done well and for the right reasons, it's beautiful. I've seen families, old youth, like I was in youth ministry for a long time, and we saw some of our youth ministry kids grow up. They started fostering, and then they ended up adopting some of these kids. And you're just like, you've given those kids a whole nother chance of success.
And as a social worker, we're very thankful for those people. But like I said, there are some unfortunate ones, and it's sad. But giving a loving home and creating a safe place, and
Thank you so much for coming on to the Young Adult World podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Oh, what a treat. And Vera was so good this entire time.
I did not think that it was going to happen like this, but
she literally has been asleep for almost the entire time.
Yes, very thankful.
I wonder if she's like listening to you talk, and she's like, oh,
she's like, you're talking about me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. If you are listening and you just listened to Annika talk about Chase and her family, get to know them. They're a sweet couple. And when you're in class, or if you're in Dwell and you haven't met them yet, make sure you meet them. But you guys are around, so make sure you meet Chase and Annika, and Mallory and Vera. Hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope this conversation was meaningful to you. Come find us on Instagram. Our profile is Young Adult World Podcast. Tell us what you connected with during our podcast today. This podcast is part of the Young Adult Ministry at the Memorial Road Church of Christ in Edmond, Oklahoma. Come join us sometime. There's plenty of room for everyone. If you want to reach out to us, don't hesitate to email us at youngadultworldpodcast@gmail.com. And we are so grateful for Jacob Staten. Jacob is a young adult who edits this podcast for us and keeps this thing going. So thanks, Jacob. Okay, guys, see you next time for another Young Adult World conversation.